Hello and welcome to We Women Want. Well, this week I have a very special guest with me, someone who's going to be addressing issues that concern all of us, no matter what your age. Skincare is something that really affects all of us and something we should also not take for granted. Joining me on the show is Dr. Dipali Bhardwaj. She's a dermatologist and she's out with the first book, The Skincare Guide That Will Change Your Life. In fact, it's a very important book, and congratulations, Dipali, for this book
Thank you. Thank you very
and
much.
for all the good work that you do also, because I know personally I've been to your clinic and I think you're doing amazing work. But in this
Thanks.
book she actually addresses some very basic issues that all of us need to address, and some of us, some things we take for granted, some things we don't know about, but what we should look after. So all those are really brought out in your book. But I noticed, your first chapter is really about gut health and the
Yeah.
good bacteria.
Hmm.
So the skincare starts from inside rather than outside.
Absolutely. And I strongly am a believer and an advocate, personally an advocate of the fact that your good skin actually has a digestive system as a fan club. So basically, your shine, your skin shine, whatever you want, whatever you're eating, the shine is going to come from inside. First, your body is going to shine from within. So please make sure your largest organ, skin, is fed well with a lot of antioxidants and all the right things, which we'll discuss further.
Okay, but in terms of, if you can go a bit deeper into the gut health, are there certain foods that you would say, like, is it the obvious that oily food will make oily skin? There is a correlation like that?
Yes, absolutely. This is a fact for that matter, that oily food will give you oil, it will give you more acne, it will give you inflammation, it will give you a lot of other skin diseases, even allergies for that matter, provided the oil is, if not good, or reheated oil which you get on the, outside on the roads, on the stalls. So it's really a very unhealthy way. But please remember that eating a lot of fermented food is the basic key line. If you really want to live well and that longevity fact, those good shiny skin is what you want, it has to be fermented food.
Which is idli, dahi.
Yes, that's, one of the big reasons I feel South Indians eat so much of rice, but they stay thin. They're petite in general, and they've always lived longer, something we must have all realized. So I feel that has a lot to do with the fermented food, because probiotic, prebiotic, postbiotic, there are three types of fermentation process. Prebiotic, we all know, is all the good bacteria, right?
Right.
And postbiotic is what the good bacteria is released. And postbiotic is an enzyme. So you need it all. It's basically, in layman terms, I would say it's something like a WhatsApp group on your skin. So it's the WhatsApp group which has all kind of, people like in our phones. So same way we have all kind of bacterias, but some of them are really needed. Unless there is a bad one, there is a bad community member and you have to remove, you should not take postbiotics. You really need to concentrate on increasing good organisms in your body.
Okay. So that is, I think, the basic, like, get your basics right. But then you have a, I'm going to take you chapter by chapter, because I think you've done a very comprehensive look at this science of skincare. Korean glass skin. Now, what exactly is that?
Well, I think we've all seen it, and K-drama has become so popular to the extent that finally I also watched one, for that matter, because I heard it all the time from my young patients and even people in their 30s, 40s, 50s. But of course, they have more time on their hands. But, K-drama and how the K-beauty has taken the whole globe is interesting. And what I have finalized it that what I have learned is that Indian skin is similar to Korean skin, but there is just one difference. As per scientific belief, we are all type 4, type 5 skin, but they are not prone to pigmentation. That's something very clear.
Okay.
So we cannot really follow their skincare unless we have the discipline in a bottle of eating what they eat. We will never get the air which they breathe. Let's face it that we are in the 6th world's most polluted country. We are in the Delhi. If we are in Delhi, we are in the world's most polluted air right now at this moment, where I live myself. So I feel that we really can't follow the Korean skincare and imagine that I'll have a glass skin like Koreans.
Right.
So I'm trying in my chapter, I'm trying my best to actually tell people that they should really understand that how Korean skin comes with a lot of discipline, fermented food, eating seaweed, having the rainbow all the time, drinking appropriately. Then they increase oxygen and hydrogen in their body. There's a lot of science in their food. It's not the simple food which we have.
Okay, drinking appropriately. How much water should we have? What is the first thing that you should have next morning? Because somebody says have warm water, have cold water, have water with lemon in it. What is your suggestion?
You're right. And of course, as a senior journalist and you're a veteran in your field, my dear, so having warm water with lemon is Full stop. It is the best thing you can do.
It is the best thing.
Definitely. And they, like some dentists say, it will chelate your up, the front enamel of your teeth, so you can actually have it with a straw. You can just buy one steel straw and keep it. And that's also a good idea, but it really doesn't chelate as much as per me, but some dentists believe it. Very importantly, what we eat. Basically, we used to believe as a doctor, even before I started this book and before I turned a doctor, I used to feel, there are families, one is obese, the child will be obese, the third generation is obese, one is diabetic, all the generations are diabetic. But truly speaking, this kind of epigenetics can actually be rewritten with your folks. So what you're eating will actually decide what you're becoming. So it's just 25% of genes today, and this has been diagnosed and studied by Stanford and Oxford that I'm quoting. So it's not something, we are talking about, say, you can just apply a cream or, you can go to the gym and you will not become obese. There is going to be a continuous discipline and change in your body, and you can actually get rid of the family issues or any kind of health issues and skin issues that was there.
Okay, so the next chapter is about glutathione. What exactly is glutathione?
Well, Priya, I love it how you said it. It's glutathione,
Glutathione,
So
okay.
the whole Instagram is full of viral reels, and we get all the time patients who want to become fairer, and those young girls will come. I've actually had incidents, I'm talking almost 3-4 years ago, where I've had patients who've brought glutathione with themselves and they've purchased it from some XYZ website, and they want me to put it. I mean, it's a joke. And for me, because injecting something without knowing the source, without being sure if it's been, cold chain maintained, if it's a trusted source, it's a counterfeit product, it's crazy.
What is it exactly?
It's a compound which is wonderful, which is given in chemotherapy patients, people with last stage of immunocompromised status in the West, so as to make their life better, so as to make the organs work better. It's the world's most potent and well-known super antioxidant, glutathione. It's a wonderful drug, to the extent that it will help Parkinson's disease, etc., neurological disorders, semi-blind people.
Wow.
The side effect is getting slightly fairer, which is exploited, of course, over here. Yes, but it does work, but it works minimalistically and only scientifically. You cannot just pop it like a candy, which is happening all over social media. So you have to have a plan, you have to have a way, and it has to be done scientifically for it to work. And we've had a lot of, in our country, it's the only country where, Priya, we had that, I'm forgetting the name of that model who we heard about a year ago, who passed away, unfortunately, and was taking a lot of IV drips. She was a very successful film star. And it came out that she was overdosing glutathione with a lot of other things. And she was fasting and intermittent fasting, etc. So there has to be a scientific protocol, only then it works. And then, of course, it is very safe.
Do people still want, I mean, we had this whole campaign against Fair is Lovely, and, dark-skinned models, beauties winning Miss World campaigns. Is that still, do people still want to feel that Fair is Lovely? That mindset remains?
It just remains. Unfortunately, it was kind of weaning off, and I think the K-dramas have brought it back. If you really see that crash landing on you and one of those viral, even if you see it for 5 minutes, you will realize everybody has like a glass skin and that look, which is a lot of filters, a lot of videographs, and a lot of those, photographic lights. But youngsters don't really understand that. It's just gone back, I feel, and to the extent that all of these things are OTC. People can just online buy. On Blinkit, you can buy right now some glutathione. So
is it very expensive, or is it?
See, if
sometimes that becomes a deterrent.
Yeah, but I hope it does, because in fact there has to be standardizations, and luckily the government has recently brought in to have only CDSCO approved glutathione and to ban all these untrusted sources, because oral glutathione patches don't work. It's clear. So it's not going to work in gummies, and the whole online is all flooded with all this. There is a scientific way to have it. It's only injectable, which has to be done with the dermatologist. So only then it works, and of course then it becomes a costly affair. So if you just buy it on some Amazon or e-commerce website, and you don't even know if it's cold chain maintained, how can you have the guts to actually get yourself injected?
Yeah,
it's shocking.
Yeah. And is it in demand by men also, or is it just men
of
also?
Course, yeah.
Okay.
They're nowhere behind in this race.
Equalizer. All right. But you spoke about keep mispronouncing it, skin, but also how about Ozempic skin? I'm sure you've also addressed it in your book, but
Yes.
that also we are seeing a lot. The people
Hmm.
losing weight, your face sags, you get these lines.
It's very interesting because Ozempic is here to stay, and again I feel where like glutathione, Ozempic is something which will get very soon misused, and it's already being misused. When I started to write this book and chapter was almost a year back,
Huh.
and I could see a progressive thoughts to it. And this is the first chapter for Indian skin, which is dedicated on GLP-1.
Right.
These are basically GLP-1 agonist. It's a
Hmm.
hormone, which as soon as you take the shot, your body will not release insulin and will release, a lot of insulin and reduce the stoppage, the release of glucagon, which will make your stomach feel very full and you will be not having an appetite. So you will, of course, lose weight. So instead of those yo-yo diets, you're taking the shots, you're losing weight, you're doing very good for yourself, you're reducing the cardiovascular load on your knees, anything. But it should only be done by people who are obese, people who are diabetics, or people who really need it. So say if somebody who's a model and wants a more supermodel body can just, in India, it's the only country where you don't need a prescription. You can just go and get one of these shots and jab yourself. And it's already started, left, right, center. So I feel there will be a lot of side effects already on the skin. What I'm facing is a lot of loss of elasticity, collagen, because they are, this is very interesting, Priya. Here people really they're ready to buy these jabs, even from best sources, because they've understood there's a lot of counterfeit. But they don't want to pay doctors' consultation fees. So once you meet the doctor, you get your jab, you understand the process, and you think you can do it yourself.
Correct.
I think it's really going to lead to a lot of upcoming disasters.
As with any, I think,
Of
misuse.
course.
But you spoke about collagen. A lot of with age, also your skin sags. People are taking again collagen medicines off the counter.
Yeah.
Is that recommended? It's like
very good.
vitamin now. People are collagen shots.
It's actually very good and it works. Yeah.
It works.
It works because see, I think we are, the worst air that we are breathing is definitely leading to a lot of unwanted things in our body. And our body is facing so much of pollution, which is really bad. So, it's breaking the collagen fibers faster, elastin fibers faster. We are having a lot of soot inside our body. To cleanse your body, it's really needed. But you don't really need to buy those expensive collagens. Collagen is there in your ghee also. It's there in milk. All the white products generally have collagen.
Explain.
Egg has collagen.
Acha.
So people consider just buying those expensive collagen powders. But please, you should remember that what you're eating can also lead to collagen. Yeah, again, like broccoli. Broccoli is very good for anti-aging. But then there is a process which has been diagnosed. The process is very simple. Which you may not be aware. Even I wasn't aware
Please share
for
with
some
our
time.
viewers. Yes.
So, whenever you're eating a broccoli next time, you have to take out the broccoli, chop it, and leave it like that for 40 minutes. Don't go near it, don't go and eat it. Leave it right there. After that, you must cook it. If you're warming it or even if you're just having it like that. But if you leave it, and the air itself will do its action because it contains sulfuronone, which is one of the most important chlorophyll and, vegetable origin product inside a vegetable, which your body needs. But you do not, if you just eat it, you just taking it out and, you just have it, wash it and have it or heat it, you don't get it. It's like 10x of collagen if you really have the broccoli right way. Or if you can add mustard seeds in it or mustard oil in it, it works like magic.
Oh, lovely. So there are some foods that naturally give you collagen instead of taking the
Absolutely.
medicines. Is the good. But collagen is also recommended. It's not for thyroid patients. So thyroid patients are told not to have broccoli.
Yes, but then there are other sources like avocados, and there is legumes, and there is those Brussels sprouts we see. They all help you in collagen and anti-aging processes, and of course all the nuts. And I think everybody who wants good skin, good health has to be nuts about nuts.
That's nuts about nuts. I like that phrase. That's very interesting. So. But apart from all this, another thing that a lot of people do is Botox, and that now has become very common. Early on, people were not talking about it. Now people are openly even talking about it. And is that in the long run, people say you get that Botox look. So would you recommend it today, considering what all the options there are there?
Priya, I know you a little, so I would say as a doctor, so I know that you're somebody who's really doesn't do much, but Botox has been in the market for 43 years. It's not new. New is next level things, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, we've gone way beyond. There is PRP, there is PDRN, there is exosome injections and whatnot. Botox, if one is taking, Botox is basically a company name. It contains something called botulinum toxin. That's the drug.
Acha.
So if you're taking a botulinum toxin, which is Botox, which is the most popular company name in the world. So if you're going for a Botox shot, make sure that your doctor is a good injector. How you make sure is just by graduation, education. Please do not go for viral reels and pre-post pictures, which AI can make any day and marketing can make it reach you. Please go for credentials, is what I always say. Go for credentials of the doctor, go for credentials of the product. So you have your right as a consumer to check that, please doctor, can I see what you're injecting? And trust me on it, if it is a right product and the doctor is trained, it will really give you only good results. There is no side effects of Botox. The biggest buyer of Botox in Delhi is AIMS.
Really?
Yes, that's the interesting thing. It's actually given for polio children at the right age, which will help them not limp as much. So botulinum toxin and all are drugs which are being misused, and very, very unfortunately, all this we see maximum only happening in India. Of course, globally we see sometimes side effects and like any other medicine, but it's a beautiful drug if injected scientifically and safely.
Okay, so this is a conversation which I can't believe we've gone halfway through. So we're going to take a quick break, but stay with us. It's only going to get even more interesting. Hello and welcome back to We Women Want. We're having a very fascinating discussion with Dr. Dipali Bhardwaj, who's out with the book, The Skincare Guide That Will Change Your Life. And I must say, even the last 10 minutes has really given me a lot to think about. So it's good to have you on the show. And I'm really going to enjoy your book, which there's a lot to learn from here.
Thank you.
But just basics, I think, you just to how to take care of your skin. And, you also address the issue of sunscreen, which I find very fascinating because there's a lot of debate on it. People are now becoming aware that if you don't put on sunscreen and go out in the sun, you could, be prone to cancer also. But there are various sunscreens. There's SPF 30, SPF 50, and you do try and explain to us the difference. So tell our viewers.
Sunscreen, whenever somebody is picking, you have to make sure it's a broad spectrum sunscreen. Okay. And it's a myth that sunscreen will lead to, pigmentation or cancer or make you fair. A lot of people I've seen who believe that if they'll apply sunscreen, they'll become fair. No, sunscreen is only going to prevent you from photo aging. So it's going to prevent you from pigmentation, wrinkles, and skin cancer. You cannot do without a sunscreen in today's day and age. There's a lot of pollution, harsh chemicals itself in the air when you step out. So you have to have a barrier. According to age, if you're a matured person, it's a good idea to put some serum or a moisturizer. On top of it, layer it with a sunscreen. And if you're applying any makeup, the makeup goes on top of the sunscreen. Okay. So sunscreen has to be your barrier. It has to be a broad spectrum sunscreen. With broad spectrum, I mean it has to block UVA and UVB. Because UVB is the rays which causes burns and pigmentation, and UVA is the rays which causes skin cancer. And trust me on it.
Which causes or prevents?
With UVA causes skin cancer. So sunscreen is going to prevent the UVA rays. Yeah, it's going to cause the barrier there. So, it's very important now because like vitamin D deficiency, which is like a silent epidemic, I would say, even skin cancer is on a huge rise. And let me tell you, I've been in practice for 15 years. Before that, I've studied for 10 years. So say going back almost 2006, 2007, when I was a student and one of the premium institutes in our country, and I've seen barely a skin cancer. And now it's really on the rise, with which I mean that you literally see over there at least once a month. So we need to be ready, and we need to have our vitamin D corrected in our body. We should not have those deficiencies, D, B, which is very deficient in Indian vegetarian people especially, and wear a sunblock, which will help you a lot.
So sunblock for men and women.
Absolutely.
A lot of guys don't say what they use. It's a girl's thing. So.
No, I think these days even boys are very concerned, and they are easier. They'll just hear your video maybe, and they'll hear it and they'll do it. A woman would watch 10 more reels and be confused.
I think that is your biggest challenge, is the real doctor, I think.
Yeah, totally true. I think, and but they don't realize they're spending lakhs of money on anti-aging. They're spending so much on their skincare, going after these reels and viral hacks. But this 500 rupees product is literally your skin insurance. That's what a doctor like me would say, who's been so many years in practice, and your sunscreen is what's going to prevent your next wrinkle.
And you also have your own line of skincare products, right?
Interestingly, just two. So they're both natural products, and I haven't had time to expand the line, but these two are totally natural, so zero preservative. It lasts for 5 years, and they are good. They're both face washes.
Okay. In fact, I wanted to. I know I'm going a bit off the thing, but there is a skincare routine that we must practice
Yes.
every evening, regardless of whether we are models or normal everyday people or what
Yeah,
age we are
yes.
at. So, what are the basics that everybody must do?
Well, I like that how you're asking the basics, and a lot of youngsters go for the 10-step routine. Can you believe it? That's something even I can't do. Maybe I'll do it once in couple of years, but that's something very good. A basic routine which I also personally follow is, of course, you have to wash your face in the morning. Even if you're going for a run or something or a walk, you come back, dab some water on your face. You have to put your face through not very extremes of any temperature. Like they say, a lot of icing, it's very temporary, or a lot of heat on your face, don't do anything. A lot of people do that in the morning. So basic face wash, applying a serum, applying a cream and a sunscreen. Sunscreen has to be applied 10 minutes before heading out.
Okay.
In the night, do not overwash your face, please, even if you're home and you're indoors. When you come back, you double cleanse. If you wear makeup, you have to double cleanse, with which I mean first you routinely face wash. Then again, you take face wash on a cotton ball preferably, and you rub it on your face. Then again, splash water. First is always a serum. A serum is basically a carrier which is easier to get absorbed into your skin, be it whatever age. So since we live in Delhi, I would say applying something for the pollution is great, like an anti-inflammatory niacinamide, which is vitamin B6. So that's going to prevent wrinkles, prevent breakage of capillaries, prevent formation of pigmentation. You can apply vitamin C, which is also a topical sunscreen. So I wear vitamin C when I know I'm going to head out in the sun a lot. And on top of it, I'll wear my broad spectrum sunscreen. And then I'll wear a moisturizer or some sort of a gel if I feel my skin is slightly dry, because for a woman, the skin is going to depend on her hormones.
Right.
So if you're a guy, you could actually do the same. Just put your vitamin C and a sunscreen and a moisturizer, and you're done with it. A woman has to change the third step. Night is just a serum and a night cream. If you have any issues, you have to address that. So if you have back formation, you go for the eyes. You have pigmentation, you go for that, or acne, whatever.
But yeah, dark circles is an issue you discuss very interestingly. Call
Yes.
it panda eyes. I like the title a lot.
Yes.
But that's something a lot of people suffer from, as do I. So I have a vested interest in asking you that question.
Please, and my honor, but it's not necessarily because of Netflix or because of your long working hours, Priya. It could be something to do with your vitamin deficiencies. It could be to do with hormones. It could be to do with pollution, and which you haven't addressed on your face. So it's inflammation. You need to concentrate on anti-inflammatory diet. You need to make sure your vitamin B, C, D are okay. And if somebody is forming bags, it's a good idea to do an omega panel blood test, which will help you know if you're losing out on body omegas faster. If you're young, especially if you're in your 40s or 50s itself. And so these are the common things which are important for addressing those panda eyes. And of course, a concealer can hide it, but you need a dermatologist to diagnose it.
Yeah, to cure it. Then there is also the skincare superhero. You talk about retinoid.
Yes.
Tell us why you call it that.
Well, it's, retinoids are like true, honest friends, which are quite rare now. But initially, these are the friends who you will fight with you, etc. But then they are the most best friends for your skin.
What are retinoids?
Retinoids is something which has been in the market for more than 100 years. So, it was always there. I personally have used it as a teenager for acne by a dermatologist. And it's still my favorite. So I actually call it the Iron Man in anti-aging. Reason being, it is so easy to get. It is there from 100 rupees goes up to 20,000. So it's something anybody and everybody can afford it. The only problem is, again, do not go for retinoids with viral reels. You need to know how to use it. From 0.01% up to 5%, 3% is available. You start with a very basic percentage, maybe twice a week, and you slowly step up to go up to 4 or 5 days a week.
Okay.
You have to wear a sunscreen when you're on a retinoid application. So retinoid is going to help you prevent, again, your wrinkles, your pigmentation, sagging. It pushes the fibroblast, imagine, to release collagen and elastin formation at any age. Even at 60 years of age, if you're applying retinoid, you will start feeling your skin is getting supple, softer, younger, tighter. So there are a lot of advantages. Retinoid is the thing to go for. There's a lot of new products, by the way, in the market, like Pediarden is there, Exosome is there, but I think for a dermatologist like me, retinoid would always be my favorite.
One more question I want to ask you about skin inflammation. Is it puffy skin? Is that what it means, or is it something else?
Yes, you're right. See, anything in fact for the skin, for that matter, be it psoriasis, be it acne, be it pigmentation, has to happen because of inflammation. Inflammation is what? Inflammation is something which probably maybe if I land up going to a family wedding for 15 days and my mother does what she wants to do, me to do like her, then I'm sure I'll develop a lot of inflammation. So inflammation could be eating a lot of sugary foods could lead to inflammation, excess eating. And it is pollution, which we're all facing all the time. So it's the bad oils that you're having. So inflammation to target is by having a healthy diet. You know what they say, the Mediterranean diet concept, where you're eating raw food as much as possible, having the salads, it really has a huge role. You will see your body change. You will feel more energetic by eating such kind of a dietary item.
Oh, good. So in the end, to sum up generally, the routine, I mean, what are the challenges that you see a lot in today's, which is, you could say, are new age challenges or challenges of the times we live in? One is because of pollution, or is it because there's more acne? Are people having more irritant skins?
I feel people are not sleeping well.
Sleeping well.
I think that's one reason, and there's a lot of magnesium deficiency in the bodies, which is of course adding to. It's not just the stress, and so the diet plays a role. And besides that, of course, forever it's going to be everybody wants a clear skin. So for clear skin, please re-watch us where we were talking about a basic routine and having a better diet, which is going to help you have a good skin and stay hydrated.
And how important are facials and skin cleaning, and at what frequency should one do all that?
Priya, skin cleaning is a great concept, but you really don't need it so much. If you're having a good face wash and a good routine, you could just skip this to make it maybe once in 3 months. So that's more than enough, because a good facial could actually be a huge pocket expense, and also if it's done wrongly, it could lead to a side effect rather than help you. So it's not an indulgence.
Do you also do dermatological facials, which are not as opposed to the parlor facials?
Yeah, we do a lot of those medical facials where we are infusing oxygen and vitamin C into the skin with jet peel. So it's fantastic experience. And what I've recently started is ozone, and that's fantastic. We even infuse hydrogen like the Japanese and the Koreans on the face, which has got excellent results.
What does it do? It tightens the skin.
Instantly, there is a tightening, and one can actually feel a glow. So it helps you get rid of those, volatile organic compounds, those the pollutants in the skin, on the air, the dust, dirt, grime, which doesn't go out with routine face washes, because skin is almost 300 millimeters. So you really just with the face wash can't remove that, and you can't use a loofah on your face, right? So you need a medical facial if you're especially living in Delhi. Yeah.
Okay, last point. Is there any way of putting the cream? I'm saying this because I remember my mother always used to say, always put it upwards rather than go low karke. Is there a special...
she knew it always, that means, yeah. So all these influencers are just born, but they will come up with new ideas and give you those devices worth lots of money. But please, just applying it upwards is all what is needed, which your mom taught you. Going for simple home remedies, be it any age, unless you have an acne skin, don't do it. Anybody and everybody should at least once a week apply ghee and sleep overnight.
Oh, really?
Yes. And, it's besides giving you vitamin C, A, D, it's also going to help you with, making your skin firmer, increase fibroblast, increase collagen, and make your skin look suppler and younger.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ampana. I'm going to call you back for more tips, because this has really been a very, very illuminating topic, and as I said, something that we all need for just everyday skincare. So come to Dr. Dipali, read her book and watch this show. Thank you.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.